piece of candy.
We are unmuted.
Alright.
Doing well, Luigi, doing well. Thank you also, Mike, for the 17 months.
Oh yeah, dude.
More than a year,
For
geez.
sure. Digit, get in here.
He's not gonna stay in here for long.
I don't care. Get your rear end here.
Get your rear end in here, Jesus. Oh, yeah, my camera was messed up.
Don't make me spam your channel when you go on live again.
Oh, you guys tied? Well, now I can't play with the thing I want to play.
Wait, what? What'd they tie in? What'd you guys tie in?
Fishing tourney. They did the Animal Crossing fishing tourney, and I was hoping Grace would win because I wanted to send Kyle a message, but now because they tied, I can't send it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Also, hi, Will.
What's up, buddy Will?
How was your stream earlier today, by the way, Will? I was like, Lord, I had to take a shower and do other stuff. Oh.
By the way, Nick, I am really excited to see that movie with you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. New bustin' makes you feel good?
Oh, by the way, I did manage to see the Resident Evil film. I'm very, very disappointed in it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
I regret watching it.
Mike regrets a lot of things. Alright. On my Switch. Kyle, you better get on call because I only have an hour to talk to you before you disappear into the Webiverse.
Oh, don't tell me they're going to see.
Yeah, I'm not
Spider-Man.
telling you.
What are you trying to do? Give us some type of code in here?
Probably.
Jumbled up all the letters? Jeez.
No, not jumbled up all the letters. It's increasing and decreasing the capitalizations. YouTube is coming back.
Doof is coming back?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of damn money, mama.
Hey, I mean, it's better than the almighty Mooka Mooka.
Hey, don't diss the Mooka Mooka.
I mean, which one?
Let's see. There we go. Yeol Etrinel. I whited out in the gym, and then since I had no backup Pokemon in the PC, I'd start over again. So now, my new starter is Weeping Bell, who I forgot to nickname, so I'll be calling her Bell from now till I can nickname her. Etrinel. Etrinel? Seems like a Genshin thing. Get Grace on it. I'll be doing this. At least I'll be doing this game for now. For at least a couple hours.
Eternal?
Yo Eternal? I said Eo Eternal. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. That's from Digit's message directly.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction. That there is more to
I mean, it's better than I Am Eternal.
That which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover.
Part of me really wants to
hold on.
rewatch.
Hold on, Mike. Hold that thought, because I'm watching a cutscene.
Cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Dun dun dun. Alright, what do you want to say, Mike? Really quickly? Let's see. Oh, you were talking about what Kyle typed out. Okay, now it makes sense.
Well, I was actually thinking about something completely different.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? When it showed that picture and the knife in the back, I was like, well, somebody's a big backstabber.
Yeah, we all get backstabbed in our life once or twice.
Yeah, but this time it happened literally.
I mean, Will backstabbed me in Uno. I'll never forget that. Nor I will ever forgive him.
So Nick,
Mm-hmm. What?
have you heard anything on more of what like the multiplayer options and stuff are gonna be for Arceus?
Nope. But I'll probably discuss that. I'll probably I'll find out later on when that happens. Really quick, I want to read chat. Will says, and I have a good Pokemon in the other one too. I had a Blaziken, Sceptile, and then Gardevoir. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. How did I backstab you in Uno? I told you not to do a thing, and then you played a card, and then you did a thing because it was funny. Alright, back to the build guy different. Did you sleep? Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruto? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace. Did you get a place to sleep? The gas lights twinkling. It was brighter than day, even in the middle of night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Beria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to another. To the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive that the entrance so inviting. I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that some money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. Ugh, I'm really sorry. Really, I'm sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in the 10 days or less. Also, they do have a budget. London is a scary place. Ah, good morning to you at this early hour. It's the guy who was built different. Also, I was looking back at some Ace Attorney characters, and I realized that this guy looks like the main antagonist from the extra 5th case from the first game. I think he might be his ancestor or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% certain, but he kind of looks like that.
Be right back.
No worries. Oh, yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Susata-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid even in the presence of the opposing Lord Strongheart. Oh, his name was Strongheart. Right, I forgot. Yes. I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into the British courtroom practices. Oh, yes. It was very eye-opening. Thank you. And in accordance to your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruto performed his duty to the end. Yes. I've already been apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh. Well, he did only say that we just needed to get a non-guilty verdict, so it makes sense. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. Already? Jeez, if it was easy, I would have been a lawyer day one. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. I'm a lawyer now. If it really is that just easy, I would everybody could be a lawyer. But then again, there'd be so many bad lawyers that it would be hard to distinguish. Now, in your view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? Why is this guy's word so strong? What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? UI words. Yep.
The compatibility of the defense at the present time has been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment.
Well done, Von Zeeks. It's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruto, It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. No! What? Mr. McGilded is dead? Birds! I literally just saw birds and you're just like, that's all I paid attention to. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Birds! I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you will presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes. Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. That's awful! The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. Bailiff? That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. I think it's like the essence, it's paying more, it's giving more the idea that maybe McGilded tried to do something in the omnibus, but locked himself inside, unfortunately. Who knows? And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Well, I must be making tracks now. It is time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I am told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. I wonder if Emoto is saying this because apparently my suspect is now dead. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge, I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. Very sus. Yeah, this is very sus. Like, I had a theory with him that he's gonna be to the end of the game, but now that he's dead, it changes the whole thing on its head. So, what happened? But then who was Mr. McGilded talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. I mean, technically true. We're lawyers. We're not police. We're Mr. McGilded. Alright, British court. British court. So, how do you did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was... Wow. Mr. Naruhodo means the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of the Great Britain's long history. Why do people have to use big words? Use 4-year-old, 5-year-old dialect, please. My tiny brain can't handle this. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Indeed, UI words. Wow. Sato has such a way with words. and you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. The judicial system. Ah, birds. Here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? Jesus, that was simple? But then again, I have been into more complex situations in previous Ace Attorney games, so yeah, I guess that in a sense, that was kind of simple. As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? Oh no, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed with the exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? It's sus? Okay, one thing I have to say, why does this guy have to play in riddles? Why can't people in games or stories be like, oh, it's because of this thing. Why don't we explain it within like 5 minutes? Why do always people have to be so cryptic and vague with their things and not explain it? I know it's a game, but I have to be realistic here. Well, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure it's because he knew about the whole thing turning in a way that McGilded would think. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? What's this new case? Could you perhaps give us more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me. It's a murder, and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite as so urgent as your last assignment. It's a murder that starts in 20 minutes. Is he the murderer of Mr. McGilded? I don't think so, Luigi. He doesn't seem to be that stature. He's important because, like, one thing is that this guy is important because he's the chief of justice. But that's like in terms of the defense lawyers, not in terms of how the whole judicial system works. So he's more of a guy who seems to know what is going on and what's going wrong, and which is probably why what this game is hinting at is because there's a lot of things working in the behind the scenes that people are trying to change or people are trying to focus to change. So I don't think he's the murderer in any regards, but he's very much being very cryptic in the very things. He's trying to lead us to an answer. In fact, this case is completely different. Yo, Darunia, what's up? How you been doing, Darunia? How's your week been and everything? I hope you've been doing well. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? Dude, he's a psychic, man. That is to say, no one has died as yet. What? Didn't we just see a guy backstabbed? That in the trial, it will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 out. Oh, man. Oh, I heard the voice crack. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. Almost 24 hours ago. Huh. Trials tomorrow then. Is everything alright? Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused. That's all. Yesterday's trial was, well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in a courtroom after Mr. McGilda's trial. I had to get a COVID test, came back negative, got top 8 in our Smash tournament, and now just playing FNAF Security Breach. Dude! I'm glad that a lot of things turned out great. Also, I've seen a playthrough entirely of Security Breach. I am not the biggest fan of how rushed and how unpolished it is and with a lot of things. But I guess like the story and the concepts are pretty good for a FNAF game. But definitely seems that there's a lot of things out there that isn't great in terms of like more back-end programming. But in terms of just regular playing, it's fine. But then again, you'll probably see glitches here and there nonetheless. I just noticed the two gears at the top left are just turning the same, like turning the way that isn't right. That's bothering me now. Flashback, not currently. Yep. I consider it a beta for future, but still habits blast. The problem is that a lot of companies should not be a beta release as a full-fledged game, but that's a whole discussion for later. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons and stuff like that. I would go into detail, but that's not the topic I want to talk about right now. We'll talk about this trial. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. This guy has probably 5 minutes left. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Almost a whole year of development. That's way too fast, especially in modern day. Oh. I think it's been development in longer than a year. Because in that high of amount of time, that's still too rushing. If it's back in 1990s, then yeah, I understand, but still, this is not the 1990s or early 2000s. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned 23 hours, he said that there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you. Oh, what is it? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asoji. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest judicial justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Another thing. Continue. On the way here on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important? And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he had ever made it to... You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion. What did he say? I suppose he would have done if he had ever made it to Great Britain. Okay. Naruto, what's all this about? Soji never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning a police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to appraise you on the details. How long has he been there? So, I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. Bye, get built guy different. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what do you mean? What did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Is he eating a hot dog? Or over a top tombstone. This guy is built different. This is stuff I would have actually seen if I actually examined the whole thing. The boys do enjoy fiddling around with the machines. Fiddle the cogs at that sides. Ha. Some people like fiddling with machines, some people don't. Alright, let's go see this guy with a hot dog. Hot dog or fries? Is that fish and chips? It's fish and chips! It's literally eating fish and chips. What? Is he making infinite fish and chips? Dude, where can I buy some? Tell me your secrets, dude. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Ugh. Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me here on Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, would you know? Mr. Sato-san told me it was foolproof. I'm a busy man. A very busy man. It's like it, yeah. There's a scene of crime to investigate, and I'm here having to give the likes of you are talking to. He's about to be British. I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there be saying, hmm? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere. Have ya? Have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwig these days. And that's all because the bumpkin here, who's here on a jaunt from the country I've never even heard of. Heard of that ribbon sound? That's my reputation at the yards, going in tatters. What tatters? You mean taters? Like the fish and chips you're eating right now? I would like some. You fish and chips.
Precious.
Precious taters.
What are taters?
Doesn't need to rip us apart as well. Darn it, I can't join stream, so I could voice the EOS side. No, it's fine. Look, it's the EOS side story is more. I'm gonna go through it still. Don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo, Judicial Assistant Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
Lovely weather together with you.
Yeah, it's not Christmas yet. It is unreasonably fine, I grant you. Rodent winters don't see a lot of sunshine. I would like to voice for a certain reason. Well, I don't usually provide with the whole like EOS. I'm planning to just go through the story specifically because it's just faster. It's been a long time and I want to go back to the main story. Especially since I decided to do that for the side story specifically at this point. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. I said Lord. Gregson, Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Mr. Sato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in the publication. What's it called again? Rantst magazine? Right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Scholms enjoy a wonderfully friendly rivalry. Yeah, he's not Watson. Really? You rival the great Mr. Scholms? That's incredible. Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Scholms isn't like a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Scholms is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's his highest praise. Well, Mr. Scholms isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not. That he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. That's wonderful. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People always looking at me now. They'll be whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changing, he's starting appearing in those stories, the fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, did you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper. So I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. Sure, that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. That's a weird egg. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise into fame does change people. It does change a lot of people, yeah. So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear. That probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. Just realize it's an emote only. Is it emote only mode? No, it can't be. It can't be. No, it says it's removed. Yeah, everything is fine. It's not sub or emote only. Also, hey Biz, what's up? How you been doing, man? Oh yeah, that reminds me. A young woman was walking along the pavement on the Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital unconscious. Pickle, what sort of coward would attack a poor woman from behind? Suppose you wouldn't be. You would have finished whoever it was off with Susato takedown, wouldn't you? Reloading then. Why did it say that on my PC? I don't know. Shouldn't. That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruto. Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. Arrested, there. He barely had time for a cup of tea after that incident took place, to be honest. But there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit. Chilling at the moment got you open while work. Sounds good, man. I hope work goes pretty chill for the time being, because I know work can get really busy for you. Perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the broke. No. There's no way to help the bloke now. There's nothing you can do. There's no way you can help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial there tomorrow is Lord Baroque von Sykes. No! Sounds like you've heard of him then. Oh yes. We were very familiar with Lord von Sykes. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. Don't look while I play Lego Harry Potter. Hope you have a magical journey, Will. Don't step on any Lego bricks. And make sure everyone Legos of their wands correctly. And also it's Leviosa.
Oh.
The Reaper of the Bailey. Which Lego Harry Potter? I think it's gonna be probably all of them. Lord Baruch von Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilda told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When von Zeeks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. Oh. This Reaper of Bailey, of the Bailey nickname, suppose he earned that because he's earned that? Weird. Because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Von Sykes, Snarholder secured a verdict of not guilty. Huh. And what of it? Oh, well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. All of them, 6 at the moment. Spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies. Jesus. Well, nothing. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? Just put that in his pocket. What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Magnus Vigrid came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. Oh, 5 and 7, nice. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Van Sykes could get the dirt to stick on anyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about it if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that?
Those endless potatoes are black magic.
Yeah, he is making black magic right there. Right, yo. Well, I filled you in as requested. I'm very nearly out of chips. You were refilling them! You dingus! Also, how many chips were you munching on? I want some good old fish and chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We'll be carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place. That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. Branded him a criminal already? Yeah, he's as good as. Shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. Give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53, thank you. Wow. So basically this guy's branded's gonna be death. Well, I mean, if you really think about it, everyone's gonna die eventually, so technically speaking, Reaper of Death will always get somebody. Everybody who gets into the trial automatically will die. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of Bailey, they say. Something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Do we need to kill the Reaper to save the defendant? We can't do that. We're not murderers, Luigi. Also, Reaper, just the title. Ain't gotta do much. Oh, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find that sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm not really sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? Aww, she's like laughing. After all, I'm a judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Hi, let's go. Move. Briar Road to prison. Let's go to prison. So these are the British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. Feels like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that the wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. It's so dark at the back there, I can't even make him out and wonder what he's like. There's a little candle right there, and the wall is pretty clear. I don't know. Are you really that blind? Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Blech. I'm so bad at this. Stop hiding in the back in the cell and show your face at once. Am I a cat? Has yet to with no name? Call me by my number. It's utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Naruhodo, what? It's a cat. Meow. Is Mr. Is it Mike's cat? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. They want to called by their name. Yep. There's a cat. Excuse me, but who?
Shh! Quiet! They're around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it.
Right. So, could I ask you who exactly?
There you are. Come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost.
Ghost. We mean no harm, prisoner-san. Are you prisoner-san? Japanese by any chance? His eyes changed. Turned anime. This is beyond my wildest dreams. He has anime eyes.
Forgive me for my outburst before. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We were just surprised, that's all.
Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign homeland.
So hearing the sweet sentimental tones of my compatriot's voice here in this damp dark hellhole was
Most monumental moving moment!
He literally is an anime person. Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would have turned out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen show. Dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student.
Noble, nurturing, never failing Nippon.
Is he dabbing? I know he's not dabbing, but it looks like he's dabbing. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what's happened? You've been detained as a suspect, for example.
Yes, I can, I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent.
This guy's weird. I'm not sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. For cooperation, I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Miss Ryunosuke Naruhodo. PC version. Broken. What, you being like Twitch PC broken for you, Luigi? I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. Well, I mean, as long as you can type and watch, I think it's fine. It's just like, even if you see like, it says sub only or emote only, like, it should be fine. I am a visiting student sent here by the government. By our government. You can't type? What do you mean by you can't type? No pausing, nothing. The tab straight up doesn't even work. I mean, you can still watch me, Luigi, at the very least, right? So it's not that bad. Yes, though many seconds behind, about 10 to 12. Wow, Jesus. All right then.
Notably notorious named Natsume. Soseki Natsume.
Time to test if it works after reset. Alright, Sosuke Natsumi-san. What an unusual name.
Call me Sosuke. Please, I'm a poet, you see, and a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume.
A nom de plume? You mean an alias?
That's right. Naruto-san.
Jesus. God, stay frosty. Comes in with a 7-person raid. Jeez. Restart successfully. Nice one, Luigi. Also, hey, Stay. What are you doing? What? Boo. Hey, thank you for that. Hey, Brave. Hey, Frosty. How was your stream, dude? Power Wash Simulator. I was watching you play that. Were you, how was it? Welcome people from Stay Frosty. Welcome Zero Lightning. Welcome to from the raid. Wash great. Was wash great. Jeez. Okay, there's a pun then right in there. Puns are welcome to this chat, by the way. Make all the puns that you need. But yeah, welcome guys. My name is BlazerGamer112. I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm playing some Great Ace Attorney right now, Adventures. If you guys know any Phoenix Wright series, it's basically just me as a lawyer trying to defend a person in a trial in each case, as well as just I'm planning to play like a different amount of games tonight, such as I plan to play more explore Pokemon and Mystery Dungeon Explorers with Sky, as well as finishing up Chrono Trigger later on. So yeah. So if you guys are interested in it, so yeah, this is my channel. It's a whole variety. I play. I don't really stick to one game, but I play a lot. I mean, love Lawyer Chaos. Yeah, Lawyer Chaos it was. You missed us. Like last week I did this and it was like, it ended off on an interesting note. So this one is just like, this guy right here. I call him the anime guy because he literally acts like an anime person. So yeah. But yeah, I play a lot of different games. I actually am planning to play later this month my own very first Nuzlocke on stream, by the way. So if you guys want to see me actually complete a Nuzlocke run, I got that. Gotta head out to dinner, but have an amazing stream. No worries, Frosty. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you have a great dinner, and I'll catch you later for sure, dude. You take care. Later on, Frosty. That's right, Naruto-san. No. Don't be so prosaic.
It's much more refined than that.
And haiku? It really reminds me of home. Thank you, Zero, for following. There are your eyes, and welcome to the gamer crew, dude. You guys are amazing, and have a great one. You too, man. You too. 6% down. Go for 100k channel points. Jesus. Yeah, I put my game request up. I play a lot of different games, and I have like my own Discord where I have like my own game collection I'm posting on. So like, I'm a huge game collector. I'm a game collector nerd. Did you hear? You say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Also, I'm trying to do my own voice acting in these ones, so...
Yes, that's right.
A year ago, I was told to go study in English. I have an interesting game in mind. Luigi has a lot of interesting games in mind.
First, I had to suffer misery, and now this. It's beyond pale.
Suffer that misery. Did you not want to study here?
No! I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something, does it mean you can do it?
No!
What do you mean?
If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood.
That's my field. This guy's Kyle. This guy's literally Kyle.
But no, they told me they could study the English language. Utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable.
This guy's weird. Based on the redeem before the raise to 100k points was Metopia. Yeah. Now in year 7. Jesus, Will, you're going fast. But yeah, based on the redeem before it raised to 100k points. Yeah, I get. Yeah, because like I the amount of like 10k was really easy, and I don't want to overload with so many points, and so many people already on my channel has like close to 100k, so there's that. Isn't really long, to be fair. Is it really not? I assume they are, but I guess not. I never really played the Lego Harry Potter games.
Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a piece of paper. Wise words on white washi.
5 to 7 is only short. Jesus, that is a short game. Must be a man of great standing.
Oh yes.
So I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Suzuki-san?
I didn't do it. I didn't commit the atrocious murder.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Emoto, or anybody else. I don't think it's considered murder if the person is not dead. So it was like attempted murder, but he's calling it like actual murder. It's not murder because the person's not dead. So you got that wrong. It says atrocious murder.
Something about attempted murder.
Yeah, because he said I didn't commit that atrocious murder. It's like he didn't say attempted murder, but he said like atrocious murder. Yeah, if not that, it's like it says atrocious murder. So his wording is not right because then it has to be attempted murder. Now, if it says atrocious murder, technically speaking, he's assuming that that person's dead, and that's not true. So it's not, he didn't commit atrocious murder for sure. He's suspected to be attempted murder, unless atrocious murder means something like attempted as well. It's considered either attempted murder or manslaughter. Yeah, it's literally, it has to be attempted, not atrocious. So technically speaking, he's not committed to atrocious murder. Bringing real-world logic into games. My favorite. This is what I like to do on my streams. I literally like, whenever I play a game, I literally try to bring real-world logic into it. No matter how unrealistic the game is, it's just like, I don't know, I find weirdness in it. Sasuke's not that sus. Which means he probably didn't do it if he doesn't know. True. That's also true. Wording-wise, he thinks it's murder because he basically assumed that the person was backstabbed, which he probably saw, and died. But it's known later on that the person is still alive in a hospital but very unconscious. So yeah, it shows more proof that it is very much not him. Which I guess we can say this guy is very much not a murderer. At least I can tell by this. He's very twitchy though.
Murder? Oh, no. It's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? I mean, you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? So you basically saw the person getting stabbed, fell over, but it was basically like a floating knife that stabbed her right in the back. And that would be actually very spooky. It's like a floating dagger knife actually coming from you from behind and stabbing you from behind. Now that is actually scary. Not any like those ghosts you're talking about. Oh dear. It seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Maybe someone threw the knife and ran. That could be the case. Why me? Why me? Why did the silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's a curse. The curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably irritating, inconvenient. Sosoki was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. It was an accused evening, just after the snow had started to clear in the heavy fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings. The bookshop wasn't cursed too. As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green coat she was, and just as I went to overtake her... That woman is fat. I should say that woman is thick. Based on the lack of info we have, I think it was thrown, so it could have been easily just seen in your body. That, or it could have been like really dark and couldn't see it clearly. She suddenly let out a little scream, collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. It was me. I did it. Oh well, we're gonna have to throw Sakura under the bus now. Alright, who wants to defend... Actually, no one's gonna defend Sakura. Unfortunately, Sakura, if you're gonna call yourself out on this, you basically are putting yourself to death. Because according to this game, if you're found guilty, you're immediate... So... Oh, you know what Matt would say to that? Skull? You know what Matt would say?
Get fucked.
He will say that. Hard slap Skull is still on my feet.
That guy is having a bad day.
Yeah, he is a very bad day. Not terrible. I think your character defending a 2K... It's basically like that, yeah. I called out to the woman, but she couldn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Woman's title against the ace reporter. Dun dun dun.
This man's jittering is really scaring me.
Slightly exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
Why do British people have Japanese names?
No, this guy is Japanese, who is in London, so he's not actually full British. And also he's a student, so he's staying here for like a year, I guess. No, I didn't do a thing. I just woke up. Nico Pets, Queensberry. Who shall win? Queen Sakura. I don't know. I don't know how strong each one are. It's the OG. Also, good morning, Sakura, if you woke up. How you been doing? It's not good. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Sosuke-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English and a young woman at that? I'm a diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Suzuki-san. And at the time, it happened. I'm alright. Woke up earlier to Froggy. Now took a nap for Froggy. Yeah, I did see Frog go live on my notification. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it because I was asleep. Who else did you see nearby? Did anyone pass by you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one? Oh, great. Where's Fanto? Yeah, I'll add him. But I think he's working right now. Or he just got home or something. I don't know. No one. Oh, great. The victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. It creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Conundrum. Not here yet. EOS is coming, so he should be in theory coming. Well, here's the thing, Luigi. EOS is Explorers of Sky, so Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. And the problem is that I'm playing Mystery Dungeon now on my own accord because specifically saying is that I want to continue the story, but because Carl's schedule with Best Buy is so sporadic and so late, I can't guarantee to play it as often as I want to. Because I don't want to be dragged on like it was with Super or anything like that, so I want it to be continued played. I can't guarantee he's gonna be on tonight. He usually is free-ish around this time, so will he be on? It also depends on how tired he is. What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Suzuki-san just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. I did! But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. You! What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops. Perhaps I thought a little too loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Suzuki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? Oh, music gets intense. You know that's gonna be serious. Didn't touch the victim. Thanks, Skull. I'll get back to you. I'll be doing well. He didn't touch the victim and there was nobody at the scene to see him. How did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. The snow trail, perhaps? It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me! Of all the bad luck, a cursed great detective? Or a cursed great detective? Could it be? I shall never forget the man's name as long as I live. It is hearty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, boozy body, begone. May he be cursed until the end of your days, Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. I knew it. I've just been super tired. No worries, Skull. You should get your rest, by the way. I know it's pretty late for you. Mr. Sholmes? Herlock Sholmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after the nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing at all the hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police. Put the weapon down. My block of cheese was a weapon.
Alright, I just woke up now. Took a long nap. Okay. Well, I hope your sleep schedule isn't too broken because of that.
Yes, it was a thin silver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon.
Disgusting dietary discrimination devils. This guy is so anime. Clearly had a trying morning yesterday. Alright, I keep saying anime, but seriously, this guy really is.
There he was, in the middle of the policeman, grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Cheshire cat. Cheshire? What?
Cheshire.
Cheshire? Cheshire?
Cheshire.
Cheshire. Is it Cheshire? Cheshire? Cheesire. Cheesehire. Cheshire cat. I'm gonna call it Cheesehire now.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
It's actually Sherlock Holmes. He's English. Sherlock. Sherlock Holmes. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And he's overly sharp-minded, managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman.
Me? This weak, stooped kitten of a man?
I wonder what the great deduction process led him to this conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Scholms' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you?
That would be really most unreasonable.
Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged way in. Of course you were. That's only natural.
I was terrified, trembling, and kept throwing questions after question to me in impossible English.
Greenish, foreign film, Flannery. Flimmery, Blair.
Oh, that's quite a facial expression.
You see why I call this guy an anime face?
Well, we are in London, England. Can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say.
He need to poop. Nice one, James.
So I kept repeating things. Yes, I do, and I'm fine.
Next thing I knew, I was in manacles. And before I knew it, I was thrown in here.
Dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising.
I'm fine. He's not fine now.
Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Oh. You can just call me Naruhodo, and when we're speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough.
Oh yes. Alright. Yes. They've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind.
Please, I beg you to defend me in the courtroom.
You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you?
Well,
Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself. I'm on a study tour. Student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means.
Oh, Naruto-san.
I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose. Why do people have to use big words? What the heck does a locum mean? Emoto, English definition. Or James, look it up with English definition. I don't know. What the heck is a locum?
A locum?
Yeah, what's a L-O-C-U-M? The heck is a locum?
A person who temporarily fulfills the duty of another.
What?
Someone who temporarily fills in for someone, like a substitute teacher or something of that.
Why can't he just say substitute lawyer?
Why do I have to be people use these words that I don't know? I have never heard these words before. It's like a sub. Okay. It's like a sub. I seriously, I really haven't heard many of these words they're speaking of before. I really haven't. I don't know if this is like one of those like it's
Trying to fit in with the time period. I guess.
is it fitting with the time period? Or is this like these words literally I have never heard throughout my entire life? Like seriously. What is going on? I really don't know. But the armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from the our great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. A keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness. Why would you say that? That's our guilty. I'm sorry, Sakura. The same reason as you noted before. When it happened, there was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I am not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard on you, Suzuki-san. Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. Just a foreign nobody to them. Nobody can be not to be trusted. I heard them openly laugh about me before in my earshot without compunction at all. Again, that's another word I have never heard of. Any trial for this man would be wasted. Would be a waste of time, they said. And of course the foreigner did it. And even they had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. How awful. So they're introducing a little bit of racism in here. They're wrong. I've studied English for English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native language. I do have some card packs, yes. I have a few Evolving Skies, and I think a few Celebration, as well as some random packs, but a lot of Vivid Voltage. What was your what is your card pick? Okay, Vivid Voltage it is. Once we get on the... I'm going to be in the... switching over games in like 30 minutes, so I will do that. Yo, Rivers, what's up? How am I doing today? I'm doing fine. Dude, Rivers, how you been doing, dude? I've been doing well. I've just been playing this game for a bit and at the time. Let's see. We're trying to defend this guy. Could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see that what you've been through. Suki-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? Shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it'll give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yes, thank you. I've been here all alone waiting for you, local student of Mr. Naruto Esquire. We should be going then, Mr. Naruto-san. You have a case to prepare for. Time to actually investigate now. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's good. Rivers is Canadian? Nani? I thought Rivers was. I thought Rivers was from America specifically. You know, the greatest country in the world. Pretty late to be waking up from a nap. Yeah, it's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4 a.m. friendo.
What do you mean naps can't be hours long?
True. Aussie streamers. Oh no, I guess Rivers is in Australia. That's why he hangs out with Matt and Telly so much, because he's like he's in Australia time zone. Briar Road. That's a weird bicycle right there. You gotta move it to Australia time, Sakura. Maybe one of these days you can move to Australia. Who would hang out with Matt? Himself apparently. Maybe Telly.
I don't know.
I thought Matt's was my Discord wife. So this here is where it happened, Prior Ward.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
Policeman.
Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know. I'm telling Kraid Matt's an a-hole. Don't dishonor my woman, SQ. If Matt was here, he would defend his right and tell Skull.
Get fucked.
But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes. Apparently Kraid's with him too. Unsurprising. Yeah, no, I was like recording. Like, I remember I was with Telly and Matt in like a random voice call. And I was just like, oh yeah, I should get Matt and Telly's. So I got like Telly's.
I don't know.
And like Matt's.
Get fucked.
And so I was like, oh, that's so good. Now I can use it at any time. Biz, I even got your.
Damn.
It's because it's so good. I'll call Papa Fanto. Carl's not the Papa. Oh yeah, I was trying to, but it was so hard to get one. That's the best Biz clip. Yeah, no, I got 2 Bizzes. So I got Biz saying,
Damn.
and this is Biz saying.
Oh, he fucking knew, dude.
I got some that it's like he's like really good. These are some really. I still need to give Biz these clips. I need to stop slacking off on that. Yeah, Biz is like lurking around. He's still working though.
They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I've never dreamt I'd come so this close. Ew, a real Bobby's helmet.
What's Fanto clips? I haven't got any good Fanto ones. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that. What? The helmet?
Of course. I've tried one on one day.
Well, I hope your haughty dream comes true.
What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't a tourist trail. I'm very sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So you've been to the holding cells then? What do you think of the criminal? He's not a criminal as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's into court tomorrow. Whatever happens, the verdict's a foregone conclusion.
The stone cold air rejection. That sounds like any other girl I ask out.
Hey, cart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Crash snowman. Do I have a Matt cussing one? I don't know. I don't have Matt cussing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. It says get fudged or something, I think. Matt never cusses. I didn't realize the English had a tradition. Like snowman's creepy. Alright, so it's a scarf. Look! Okay, so we're just investigating this one. So there's nothing to this one. Oh yeah, they can't even get it. You know what's really weird? Is that she's wearing a kimono. Isn't kimonos like really like not that warm or protective in a lot of like this cold winter? She would actually get really cold. Hell yeah, the carriages. It's not like police cars this time. It's not like a regular Ace Attorney. Don't throw windows at the police. They will attack you. Oi, what are you foreigners doing here? Mustache fella from Japan. Wow. They really are introducing a little bit of racism here.
You son of a Goomba!
Good job, Skull. That was good. That was good timing. Oh yeah, he has been in handcuffs before. I'm trying to... I guess I should do D-pad. Okay, then. Why is this bike broken, by the way? I want to know this. Handcuffs are great. Okay. Yeah, why is that bicycle having like a broken wheel? I don't know. I could ask Justin, future Justin, to answer the question, but he would be like, "Do you want a spoiler?" And be like, "No." Then he's like, "Then I'm not gonna answer." I took it a different way because my mind is already in the gutter. I've been proven on this so many different times. Grace has told me on many occasions that my mind should get out of the gutter, but I'm too far deep into the gutter to get out of. I am the gutter.
That could be taking so many out of context. That's out of context quote right there. Well, designing a look on for Queen isn't easy since I don't have Alexa list fits her style. Oof. I can't get out of the gutter. I am the gutter. There's not much I can investigate here without actually looking at the other side. Actually, why is this bush out here? Oh wait, the windows. Why are they full of bricks? Is that a condemned building? No, it's not. Why are there bricks on the windows? Ooh, somebody be doing. The back of your entrance attire is. Maybe I can do a Pokemon Stadium battle with Matt maybe one of these days. I know I want to do a lot of Pokemon stuff. One of them being like the Nuzlocke I'm going to be doing. And then we want to do some stuff with like Biz and stuff too later on the road. But obviously I can't do it until Biz moves. He's really, really busy right now, so I can't really help. I can't really ask him to play with me or anything like that. By the way, Biz, I know you're pretty stressed out right now. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure everything will work out fine. Just harass him on Discord. That too, you can harass Matt on Discord. You'll be like, Skull, what the heck are you doing? I'm on my off day and I like to keep my... Why am I giving him a Scottish accent? Matt is Scottish, confirmed. He's a ginger Scottish man. I really can't do an Aussie accent. I keep mixing my Aussie with my British.
I mean, Australia used to be like a designated prison colony for the British, so
Really? Actually?
yeah, that's where the British dumped some of their felonies and shit.
So are you saying that Matt has a heritage? Ancestors are criminals?
No, I mean that's not. I don't know exactly the full history, but it's not like it was. No, I don't. I don't think that all the criminals got together and formed. I don't think a bunch of criminals formed a state. I think it was just.
Let's see. You want to put his butt on Melly's butt? I wouldn't mind. Tell me about Scotland Yard's, Inspector. I mean, Matt and I do a lot of things together. And if it's a new experience, Matt and I would not be against it. First. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Mr Scholms, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard, it is a sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Mr Scholms. Oh, and I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet.
It does make look the part, seeing the policeman there with his helmet on. You certainly get the sense of that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Excuse me. Oh yes, don't he look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is hard going, I tell ya. Oh really? First in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around rousing the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep, raps on the windows with a long ball. Did it myself, going back a bit. I had no idea.
Also, his head is so lanky. I just noticed that.
Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. Yes, to cover 20 miles a day, that's a regulation distance.
Can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. 20 miles. How many miles? How many miles is that in kilometers? Oh wait, Skull wheel that Matt. Gotcha.
Can't really imagine how far it is.
Let me see. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. What the heck? Where the heck is Yokohama? On foot? It's definitely taking things a step too far.
That's when it gets dark, of course. He has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps.
Oh, there's random clicking coming. Yeah.
Oh, that's just Discord. Give me a second.
I mean, you have retained your championship.
I'm not here. Oh my. And I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well? And chase after criminals trying to evade the law.
I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit.
Potatoes guy's back.
Huh?
Potato guy is back.
What?
Potato guy is back.
Yeah, Potato Guy has been back for a while. And I put Kraid and you as part of the team. You both work so well. Nice. It's a serial friend. So he's not a serial killer, he's a serial friend. Got it.
I've always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said.
But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruto. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head, if you do. Character next. Oh, man. Kill serials. Oof. So he is a serial killer.
It happened around 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just here on the open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in the hospital.
I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all.
Suppose that means you haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want.
Really? Are you sure?
It's yard policy to give lawyers defendant suspects the odd bit of information to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. Gratefully accept. Nice, we got the local map at the very least.
Anyway, as far as we know, there is no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So who did it, you think? And not much of a head scratcher, is it?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume
He's also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. Sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How?
You son of a Goomba!
Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. What? We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Ah. It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There are more witnesses now? He's a bad serial killer. Pearl, carbon, fiber, plastic, glow for your waist tide. Which do you choose? Carbon fiber. Who are these witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable, respected citizens in all of London. They said that the same with Mr. McGill did, though. So that's why I'm just like, He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Huh. A policeman? That might change things. This policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked? Nothing peculiar about it, ma'am. But at the parcel of being a bobby, catching them banging the octanol. Killing golden grams. It's a classic choice. Jeez, colon grams. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask the policeman a few questions? I guess you can ask him what you like in court tomorrow. Oh. I have no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to. That's that then. He's no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. When will this fiend stop? I don't know. Policeman witnessed the incident. As a judicial assistant, I must warn you, this could make our job very difficult indeed. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that he was Mr. Scholms. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, it's serial killer. Is this emote a tackle or a dive? A dive? I don't know. I will. It's no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Repo of Bailey, you mean yada yada yada. There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time to run. So it's all a bit strange though. Sorry? The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, he did hear something to that effect. And the only person who usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. The criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely. That's just my point, Sunshine. The young woman was stabbed, but he didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to stick his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Suspicious then. So that's why he
Emoto go closet. It's a dive tackle. Claims to this day it's a tackle. It looks more like a dive. The minor infraction, is it? No, there is got to be more to it. Some reason he's taking an interest. Really? What sort of reason? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside that head of the Lord of Darkness? Waters says it's a dive as well. You have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to have to face Reaper again, the Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Now, Mr. Scholms. Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Scholms was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was a result of one of Mr. Scholms' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle. Huh? That man's an amateur! And I'm getting sick of tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh? I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of a crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish. Before you know it, he claims he has to solve the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? He is a great help to Scotland, though, isn't he? Gibble gabble. Ever seen this before? Oh yes, that's the Rants magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called Great Detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Well, I suppose there is an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be trumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's dangerous to us Scotland Yard, as he is to all our criminals. They're at 1 a.m. is Pog. Yeah, cereal like late at night sometimes is really, really nice. The Reaper isn't the Undertaker. At least it's not. And Chill. You say Chill, but he has a history with this guy. The man's dangerous. This is to all criminals. Leave her alone. No. That can't be really true. Can't really be true. Can it, Inspector? Gilly, the Great Detective, and the police have a complex relationship. Just like any relationship. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruto, can I make a suggestion? Oh yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Scholms? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Oh, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Scholms for all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore it? I hope not. Again, what do you want? What do you mean again? I assure you it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Scholms again. Yeah, it's like she really likes Scholms. Trouble is, we have no idea what the map. It's Baker Street. How do you know that?
It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. Better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. I'll summon a carriage. So we have a reunion today already. The detective, Mr. Scholms. I believe this is going to be the last part of this part, so at least we can get through this. Oh, cutscene.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Good day. Good day.
Again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Why does he sound a little British? My, you are fancy and... Wow. I see birds. Houses. Sound the part at least. Yeah, true. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels so real somehow.
We get to see the backside of Susato. I never thought I would see the day.
Is it described as stories, Mr. Sato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. So I found Matt is playing War Thunder. Ah, makes sense. He and Telly have been like really at War Thunder for a while, so it makes sense. This very room. As Matt would say.
Get fucked.
I suppose must have been, yes. I mean, it's with especially, no, it's Fudge, Skull, it's Fudge. Also, like, they're probably like going through a lot in Australia right now with the cases of the Omnicron. Yes, I know it's something else, but it's like I like to call it Omnicron because I can't remember the actual pronunciation. I'm gonna call it Omnicron. Cause screw official pronunciations. Omnicron. Omnicron? I don't know. Omnicron sounds funnier for me. Hey, Andre. Suck an egg, Andre. How you doing, buddy? Never read stories. It's hard to quite as excited as it about it as she seems to be. Cliff chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog dawn on an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can you feel the heart thumping in your chest? Can you, Mr. Naruto? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please don't mind me. How did they get inside here, by the way? Huh, she's obsessed. Well, it looks like our detective isn't home at the present. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Hello, is it a new case for Mr. Scholms? Hello. Is it best girl, as Justin said? Wait, aren't you? Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. Doing good, just chilling. Thought I was gonna stream again tonight, but I think I won't. Any good food post again? You should.
I mean, Vondre's not like the thing is, Skull is like with streaming, you should definitely not stream when you don't feel like streaming. Because if you don't feel like streaming, it just makes you it has a high chance of making you feel crappy. Because I've had times where I legit had times where I streamed and I didn't really feel like streaming. And it didn't really feel nice. It really didn't. There's been a couple, like, there's been, like, maybe, like, 1 or 2 streams where I've streamed when I didn't feel like I want to stream, but it ended up being really, really nice and fun. But those are extremely rare. Makes me a foodie. Eventually, Skull, one day you'll be able to stream again. One day. Sure, it's the same girl. Sato, did you see that girl who was just there? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the king of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Scholms to take on this case. The king of Bavaria? King William Gotstrich Sigismund von Ormstein, of course. Oh my god, that name. James, read it. That works. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for a moment and look over there. He's brewed, and I have freshly baked cake as well. Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato recognized her too. There you are. Oh, she's pouting. I didn't notice that from the previous time. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experiment to smoke grenade at you. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGillicuddy's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Before you, having to get straight to the work when you've only just arrived to London. Oh yes, it was challenging. Oh, well, try this tea. It's my Spencer blend, you know. Thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh my, what fragrant yet mellow flavor.
Poison.
No, it's not. Hey, it's a winner. I tried blending different leaves are designed to elevate the fatigue, see? You must be exhausted after a long voyage here. You have another ticklish trial tomorrow. And in your defense as a Japanese man, I do wish you lots and lots of luck. No, it's not. Did Mr. Scholms tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you? Hurley? Mr. Scholms? You Shirley? To you, Shirley? No, don't call me Shirley. It's Hurley. Mr. Scholms was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. Really? Stream food, Sakura. That would be also cool. Sakura actually do a cooking stream. I'm afraid Freddy's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? Perhaps more to the point. Why is she here in her Mr. Scholms' suit? Oh, silly me! I haven't introduced myself, haven't I? Have I? You can't trust the pink-haired little girls. Well, according to Paragon Greninja, you can. There is a cooking section on Twitch. That's just true. Follow his Korean cooking stream. Ooh. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. My name is Iris Wilson. I lived here together with Shirley. With Hurley. Iris, is it? What a lovely name. What? What's the matter?
Wait, this can't be. Did you just say your name? Your name was Wilson? Is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryonosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
1.1k reviewers so you can easily get to that goal. I wish. Yeah, everyone wishes to get that high, but
that's a dream in another time.
Jeez, Firemaster, dude, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you, Rare Ghost 21743, dude. Thank you so much, Firemaster. What's up? How was your stream, dude? Thank you so much for the follow, Rare. Radar Command. How were you playing? Jackbox? Ooh, dude, how was your Jackbox night? Haven't seen you in a while. How you been doing? Welcome, Raiders, to me playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. How is it going? Yeah, I've been doing well, dude. I've been playing the Great Ace Attorney, as you guys can see, for the past like couple hours. Dude, dude, how you doing? Yes, Smash. Yeah, I just read the name and just like, how you doing, man? It's been a while, you guys. Yeah, I've been just like playing this game for a couple hours. I'm trying to get to the continuation part because I think we're getting close to that. As well as I'm going to be switching over to Mystery Judge and Explorers of Sky for tonight, as well as I'm going to be trying finishing up Chrono Trigger. For those who are new, I'm Blazer Gamer 112. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of games ranging from like retro games like the NES era to like the newest games. Like I played Halo Infinite on stream like last month. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hi Quinn. Nuzlocke plays. Yes, and also I am gonna be doing my very first Nuzlocke sometime later this month. I do have it relatively roughly sorted out. Now I just have to think about how I'm gonna be setting up a lot of things. So there's that. But for now, later this month, I'm going to be playing my very first Nuzlocke playthrough. It's going to be an interesting one. I've never done a Nuzlocke before, so we're going to be seeing how that goes. How's inbound for lawyer work? Yep. And there's that. So, yeah, if you guys want to see more of my stuff, you can follow me. Or otherwise, it's totally fine if you guys just lurk around and just hang around. I'm totally fine with that. I just hope you guys enjoy your time, have a good rest of your day, and also, like, hope you all stay safe. So I'm just going to be continuing this one, finishing this up before we can move to Explorers. And Skull, I have not forgotten about your card pack. Grab it right now. I got a Celebi just for you. So I'll open it during the break. Seems the chaos is inbound. Yeah, Herlock Sholmes.
Lovely, Susie and Runo.
Susie and Runo. Got it. So that'll be... See. And Runo. There's more to this girl than meets the eye. She's a transformer. I have so many questions for her and I don't know where to start.
Yes, and so do I.
And so do I. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Is that right? You're ever so helpful. Thank you so much. No, not at all. Sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming.
Though, at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us.
Like this?
Holy Jesus! Don't point that thing at me! You know, pointing a gun at a screen is actually very bad. That's how one of the episodes of the Pokemon anime got banned in America. That's even bigger. That's true.
Thinking about it now, you left with Miss Lestrade in the Tau, didn't you?
Oh yes, that's that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Jeannie? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to the trial disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think of fitting a self-destruction mechanism in my invention. Ooh. Girl, this girl is dangerous. If you explode that with anybody, that literally, you'll be considered a murderer. Anyway, I brought Jeannie back here after that. She could apologize for my trusty technician. Sorry, your technician? Really, of course, silly. I told you. Really? Yes, Sherlock Holmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Scholms? Well, I expect you found out that the lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So, the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
You're roommates? I mean, I have roommate with females before, so it's not that different.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year.
She's 10? I seriously thought she was gonna be like 35.
You're nasty.
You're nasty, Sean. Also, how you doing?
I'm good.
Let's see. Well, what are your mother and father? 2/3 of the BPSOP. I roommate with guys, and it's fun. Yeah, it's different. So yeah, there's that.
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see.
I wonder what
The story is here. Wilson! Well, let me just finish this up so we can get through some stuff. Hi, Mike.
Hello. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just finishing up the story is all. This part at least. Sean Saunders FC. I think it's not Sean Saunders FC. I don't know. I don't even remember Sean's like I don't even remember what your Twitch name is again.
John Quinn Sports.
John Quinn Sports. Okay. So Sean Saunders you changed from like so many different ones. Shaunic Wind, Sean Saunders FC, Sean Quinn Sports. What's
I
next?
can't believe you remember Shaunic Wind.
It's because there's only one video. There's literally only one video in existence on YouTube that has that name.
Luigi, it's Sean Quinn Sports.
Sports, not sounds. There you go.
Boom.
All right, what's your pack, Mike?
Mine's Evolving Skies.
It's running low, but all right. I'll open up at the break.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and oh, you have a copy of Rent's magazine. Yes, I've read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on the ship. Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories.
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I were the only one who ever heard them. Don't you think?
He's using the exact same pose as Herlock.
Goodness.
Oh my god.
Queen, I wonder.
Yeah.
This night, he was telling me all of the new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author? This 10-year-old can write a novel, like a little bit of a magazine, can invent stuff, and is living with a great detective. What a life. Now I feel inferior.
Yes, I'll let you into the secret if you like. You're going to be... I'm going to call this latest adventure the Speckled Band.
Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories here and there. This time, I had the idea of making the feminist snake be the cause of all the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Scholms' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you? So, do you mean to say all the stories of Mr. Scholms that are published in the Rants magazine are written by me? Yes. Only on my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson.
Susato's getting more and more worked up.
Yes. It's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true, too.
I'm a doctor of medicine. What the... Did they seriously put her into, like, a bunch of categories to make her, like, to be, like, the most versatile character of all time? She's only 10 years old. They could have made her, like, 13 or 18. But you had to make her cute. Like, what the heck? What do you... Oh, you mean, like, in the fighting, WWE fighting game.
No. At 10 years old? At 10 years old?
Well, that's quite incredible.
But Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman.
Wow, she is crying. And also Wilson died.
Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh. Might be the best a girl. Yeah, probably why Paragon was like that.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow. I suppose it does, yes.
Or Susato-san. She looks like her whole world just fell apart. Deductions. What about before?
Yes? What's on your mind, Runo? Do tell me.
How do you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all that? Oh, that's what you mean? Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'll be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
Oh boy, here we go.
Aries Wilson is proud to present our logic and reasoning spectacular.
Oh, here we go again.
First of all, I knew you were already a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday of an Old Bailey in the defendant's empty chamber.
But you also said that we've just arrived in London. How'd you know that?
I observed the passport and your ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh.
So I reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case that a particular prosecutor... against that peculiar prosecutor telling me that you're unaware of London's court affairs.
The Reaper of Bailey, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on back of Susie's hand.
When did she get that? Also, wouldn't that be faded by now? Because that is really, like, wow.
You were given that when you visited the local prison meet.
Oh, wait. Oh, they were given... I never noticed that.
What?
Did it ever... No, it shouldn't have ever appeared. What? They just added that. I blame the game for that. They never showed that before. I'm going to blame the game for that. It's not clear in my observant eyes.
Local prison we met weren't you early today? They use those stamps to keep close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. The red stamp is only for those people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, you two already had the cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. But how could you have known the trial's tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Naruno has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think the outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Tsuzuki? Well, anyway, it's clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two to two together, and I decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. Both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
I will say, her deduction is a lot more solid than frickin' Sherlock Sholmes at the first beginning. I'm starting to see why Justin was like, oh my god, this is perfect.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Well, he is already stabbing his notes with a knife. You know, he sees silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Irish Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on.
That was amazing, Irish. Truly great deduction.
You even managed to get a certain something of Mr. Scholms' delivery.
Yeah, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This really is good news. You could tell us about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please? So yesterday, Mr. Scholms...
Shu Takakumi, don't you miss... Thank you, Iris, for existing. Thank you, Justin, for the 15 months. Also, all the cute emotes right there. I was literally just talking about how you were saying this was best girl. She's 10 years old. Oh, she is a lot better than Sherlock Sholmes on the deduction, that's for sure. So yesterday, Mr. Scholms apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying.
Yes. Hurley just arrived back to London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Hurley's fine. Are you surely that Hurley is fine? Or are you surely Hurley?
Apparently a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in the Patton town. There was a witness who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene.
A short, shifty-looking man, stooped.
Mr. Natsume,
beyond my doubt, any doubt, Sasuke said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all. Surely.
It seems that there were witnesses after all. Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man, shivering in fear.
Mr. Scholms' great deduction surely hit the mark that time.
Well, of course it did. He's a great detective.
Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon. The trial is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Charlie says the London's is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it apparently. Oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time fixing cases and trying to criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. It's terrible. I suppose it's harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system.
I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
No. No.
She was making a cute face, and I was just like, I was about to say something.
No ghost.
Bye, James.
See, you traumatized James.
You traumatized James.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun.
You happen to know where Mr. Scholms is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Holmes, by the way, it's Holmes. Jeez.
It is Holmes, but the problem is it's Sherlock Scholms. It's Scholms because of copyright issues, Mike. I haven't seen any in terms of Kawaii Irish-chan.
Oh well. I expect Hurley to be still investigating the scene.
Of course, of the case involving Mr. Natsumi?
Can't they still be pinned for having that's utilizing the character?
Not
or portraying the character but through a different name?
If it's a parody, it falls under a different area of copyright, Mike.
Okay, I was just like, I wasn't too sure on that. I was like,
yeah, no, that's why it's like it's the style of Sherlock Holmes, but the problem is that they're not using the exact name, so it's a reference to Sherlock Holmes, but it's different. So it's like it's under a different copyright law, which then gets muddled into the gray areas.
Huh.
Yes, Mr. Nuts. Omei? He said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris,
you know where the man's lodgings are?
Where those lodgings are? Well, I'd imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they?
Did you happen to come across a detective by the name Gregson when you were there? Oh yes, we know Inspector Grayson.
Oh, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What's this?
5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Postcard has been entered into the courtroom record. Gregsy!
Please, tell the gentleman in the black whatever he wants to know. I trust that he won't be a problem. Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck then. I'm going to return writing my manuscript a speckled bun. I'll make it more special than the tea, so come back again soon. Be delighted. Thank you very much, Iris. Well, now the hold up. It's back to the scene of the crime.
Gregsy! So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We've headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. So basically what you're saying is, I'm gonna bribe Gregsy. What an ending.
We're about to butt bribe.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What's going on?
That came out of nowhere. The ear came out. I was gonna say I'm switching games, so which means that I'm gonna be opening up the card packs of Skull and yours.
Okay.
So let's see.
I'm watching.
I'll do Evolving Skies so that you can see it right now.
Um,
So yeah, we're gonna be switching over to EOS finally. It's been a while since we last been through that. Alright, so I got a Dark Energy, Crystal Cave, Snow Leaf Badge, Valog, the Bebe, Ragnarola, a Psyduck, a Swablu, a Seedot. These are all new cards I haven't gotten in a while. Bagon, and Ampharos. So that's all my Evolving Sky cards, Mike. And then now Voltage Voltage.
Ooh, Celebi on the cover.
Yeah, I mean Carl's not here right now, so
Aw.
I mean I added him. I'm assuming he's just tired because of his work.
Into the work week.
I mean it's Friday, so what he's oh no, actually he's working tomorrow. I mean to be honest, Sean, he has like your work schedule.
Bro.
I mean one of these days you will have a weekends off, Sean.
I hope.
Eve we. A Fortress. And Lycon Conrock. I forget how to pronounce that one. Not any big polls, but there are polls. Anyway, Sean, how has you been doing?
Well, I'm traumatized this evening from the rat.
Why?
The rat.
Oh yeah, because you had so many rats before.
Yeah, I don't like them at all.
Yeah, you should have gotten rid of them when you start heard about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's probably been several weeks. We just didn't see them until tonight.
Didn't you mentioned it before though? Then you shouldn't have gotten it.
Well, no, we discovered the droppings a long time ago, and something had been spelling bad in there for months, but we just never dealt about it. We didn't see them. We had put traps down, but they weren't going into the traps.
That's where did you put baits in the traps?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like peanut butter or something like that?
Yeah, dude. For a long time we tried to trap. They never went into them.
Yeah, no, I think like that's what I think my dad also did the same thing with our house, but because that they weren't catching anything, they actually he actually had to hire someone immediately.
Yeah, that's what they're coming out on Monday.
You should have done that like much earlier, is what I have to say.
Yep.
But I guess like I guess now you're getting it situated at least.
Correct. Thank God.
I just hope that it's like, you know, not too late with many things.
We shall see.
You mean the theme you sent me, Luigi? First off, I can't. I haven't got the chance to listen to it, so unfortunately, I can't say it. But for the most part, the Retrobound theme is just, I don't know. I probably want to make my own custom theme for that. Like hire someone who is a musician to make a custom theme. So yeah, I would not know the right way. I'll listen to it, but it'll be after stream because I never got to listen to it beforehand. I actually took a small nap before stream because I was yawning. Alright, see you later, Mike. You rest up. I'll catch you tomorrow. So how was work this week, Sean?
Good. Kind of busy, but ended up not being too crazy. Back to my normal schedule for the rest of the month, which is nice.
Which is nice. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's also like in Washington, you saw like I've been seeing like so many of the roads being flooded. It's like because of all the rain and stuff that happened to Washington recently, it's like there's flooded roads everywhere.
We went from hellacious snow to hellacious rain, which is an instant combination for everything being flooded.
Yeah, it's actually bad because the neighbors. One of my neighbors owns like apparently a plot of land with a lot of like branches and trees in it. But there's supposed to be a gutter in there. It's supposed to drain off the water and everything. But apparently it's been filling up recently. So it's like the gutter is like, or the drainage is clogged. And unfortunately it's gonna flood into my dad's backyard if it's not taken care of soon.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
One of the neighbors that you have on your street is always constantly requiring medical attention.
My neighbors?
Yeah, it always seems like once a month you send me a picture that one of your neighbors has to have an ambulance called out to him.
Oh yeah, that one. I honestly don't know.
They're old or something?
Not really. I met those neighbors. They're different. They're not old. They're just like youngerish.
Weird.
Middle age, I would say.
Strange.
Yep. It is strange, but I mean, what can you do? I don't know. I mean, the last time I sent you that was like what, 3 in the morning? Man, I love Pikmin music. Pikmin is always going to be like my favorite game series, and I wish people had more play it. I mean, Pikmin 3 is out, so there's that.
The Water Wraith.
The Water Wraith was interesting, but then again, I got used to it, so it's not that bad. I mean, I played the crap out of Pikmin when I was younger. Well, how about that there is a 7th Year Part 2 in the game as well? I mean, to be honest, Harry Potter was like that